welcome fans and friends and viewers of all kinds. Window Lickers proudly brings to you its Raw Recap and Preview Show with host The Voice Joshua Joseph and co-host Bubba Duke. Welcome everybody to the Raw Recap and Review Show. It is I, Joshua Joseph, The Voice. And as you can see, I got a packed house here. We got our co-host, Bubba Duke. Bubba Duke, how you doing, my friend?
Oh man, she's been a busy week, and it's only Monday.
Only Monday, yeah. So you got more days to go. And the newest addition, the Bulkster himself, Mr. Terry Hauntz. How are you doing? Sitting third chair. He is now officially the third co-host.
Yeah, doing all right. Should have been sick this whole week, but hopefully.
Yeah, that's right. You have been sick.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I'm on the mend and ready to talk about some Raw.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Glad you're feeling better, so you can join us here. And I know you both know this guy that we brought in on a guest, Bubba Duke. You know him more than we do. You've worked with him in Turnbuckle Studios. He is the one, the only, the Saturday Night Fever for gaming. He is Chris Best. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Getting myself ready for what is going to be a shitstorm of a week for me, but yeah, getting myself mentally ready for it.
Awesome. Well, that's great to hear, and we're happy that you joined us here on Window Lickers edition of the Raw Recap and Review Show, where we rate out to your show every episode that we've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and I think the fans really like you guys. You get the chat's always fun. You guys got a really good community over there, and a lot of great minds in the wrestling talk business. Chris, before we dive into everything, just real quick, can you maybe let us know, like, just a quick thing about your wrestling career, what got you into doing what you're doing now with Turnbuckle, and then your love for wrestling, man?
Oh, geez. So we're going to go all the way back to 1986, are we? So I've said this before on my show, but the reason I got into loving wrestling wasn't even a wrestling match to begin with. It was WrestleMania 2, boxing match, Mr. T, Roddy Piper. Roddy's antics in that match just made me fall in love with him and just made me want to keep watching him. So just kept tuning in, week out, Superstars Wrestling Challenge to just find out what Roddy was up to each week. Through that, I ended up becoming a Hulkamaniac as well. So watching Hogan and what he was doing week in, week out, and just it all snowballed from there. How I got into the wrestling business was a local wrestler of ours, former local wrestler of ours, one Mr. Business, just called me up one day. He was one of my best friends growing up, and he just said, "Hey, look, I need a manager for a show. If you come in, we can get you to do some spots. We'll get you to do some training." And again, it snowballed from there as well.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. And it's great to hear what you've done and that you're joining us here. And we're on the journey of your career in this talking wrestling and being around wrestling. So speaking of talking wrestling, we're going to get into this because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you now before we get into that moment, but Chris Best will be leaving us early so he can go and take care of the Raw Patrol show and get that up and going. So we are going to dive into his topic right now. So right now, Bubba and Terry, did you guys catch Sami Zayn's promo he cut
on last week's Raw?
Yeah.
I caught a little bit of it. That, like I said, was it? Did he do this after the defeat of Shinsuke or before?
I believe it was before.
Yeah. So yeah, I've seen that. I mean, like I said, it is interesting. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing with it, but
Yeah.
I just kind of like that one's kind of like on the back burner. I have no clue what they're leading with him.
Okay.
He's
I wouldn't
talented,
put it
I
on
just
the
don't
back
know.
burner. I'll just put it at that.
Yeah. Bubba Duke, did you happen to catch it?
I caught like Terry. I caught bits and parts of it. I had out of nowhere in the middle of the show last week. I had this splitting migraine headache just hit me out of the blue.
Gotcha.
So I near the end of the show, I literally just had to shut it off. But
Well,
I did
no
catch it.
worries because we got Chris Best here. He wants to discuss the Sami Zayn promo, and I have a drop for that, so we can catch everybody up, Chris, and then you're going to take it from there. Okay?
I feel it in my gut when I know there is a path for me to WrestleMania, not only to go to WrestleMania, but to do something historic and to cement what I am saying, to prove what I'm saying when I say that I am a contender and that I will be a champion. I will be a champion.
And there you go. Chris Best, give us your insight on that one.
So listen to Sami Zayn's wording. It's all about the subtlety in the promo where he said, I need to do something historic. I need to be a champion, and I will be a champion. Now, that something historic has led me to believe that he's going to be the one who challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. That something historic would be ending Gunther's Intercontinental title reign. That wanting to be a champion would be him walking out with the Intercontinental champion, the Intercontinental Championship. And this all kind of adds up to something Chris Parrish had said on the Raw Patrol as well. Imagine we get Kevin Owens winning the US title, Sami Zayn winning the Intercontinental title. We get the two of them hugging a la Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20 finish.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
would be epic.
That's a nice picture. Bulkster, what's your ideas on what Chris Best just had to say?
I mean, it would be cool. I mean, they don't do too many callbacks of previous events like that. I mean,
Or
so
anything previous with Benoit. So
yeah, so it would be unique if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I said, right now, I think tonight's Raw, we're going to see a lot of things fleshed out, and we're going to know what the direction of those titles are. I'm trying to figure out how Sami Zayn gets to Gunther. I mean, because he's been on a losing streak.
He
would
pulls a
accept
Sami Zayn, and
Yeah.
he just goes after it. I mean, that would be the easiest way. I would.
Yeah,
see
I
it.
mean, and unless Gunther does like an open challenge and he comes out.
Yeah.
But then again, I was also, a big surprise. I mean, it would be also if Sheamus came back. That's my other thing is if he's a surprise open challenge, and becomes that. What is it? The Grand Slam champion. That's the only title he's been eluded.
I believe so.
So, I mean, there's a lot of different things. I just don't know. But
you don't know
what
how
do you think, Bubba?
I'm in the same boat. I think that would be cool to see Sammy just be like, you know what? I want that title, and I'm going to fight you WrestleMania for it, and walk away with it, and have that moment with him and KO. That would be pretty sweet to see that. But like you said, I don't know if that's where they have that open challenge and it turns into maybe a three-way battle because Sammy comes out all gun ho, and then boom, here comes Sheamus now, and says, "No, that title's mine, and too bad I'm going for it, whether you're here or not, Sammy. You don't matter to me." Well,
I see what you're saying.
It could go any way, right? It could go any way, and either way it's gonna go, it's gonna be epic.
I did
but
like. Oh, go ahead, Chris.
You could have Gunther come out and say, "Look, I've taken on everyone. I've beaten everyone," because he's beaten Sheamus, but has he ever beaten Sami Zayn? As far as I know, during his run with the Intercontinental title, Sami has not challenged Gunther.
Yeah, I've not seen those two go at it, especially for what Gunther has. I like the way you put that, Best, when you highlighted the historic moment. And I think that's going to be the subtle line that we all need to pay attention to, because yes, would it be awesome to see a three-way dance between those three? Oh fuck yeah, sign me up for that one every day of the week. I'm gonna love that match. But is it historic? Is it historic for a champion to lose in a triple threat match? Especially of that caliber.
True.
I have another. Just thought of this with Sami Zayn with the historic. He's also in a feud with Drew. What if he somehow gets himself in the world title match in a triple threat?
He also, JJ cut this part of the promo out. He said at the beginning of the promo, "I'm going to put Drew on the back burner for now."
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That I did. I wanted to focus on what you talked about, Best, with that promo.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that, it was about a minute and a half long promo. We'll talk about how he realizes that he's obsessive when it comes to things, and that to get where he wants to go, he needs to put the Drew going after Drew on the back burner. So Sammy and Drew seem like that they're going to hold off on that.
So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and so if Sammy does win, he's already got himself a list of at least 2 to 3 people who could contend for him for the Intercontinental title. We got Gunther, who could invoke his rematch. We got Shinsuke Nakamura, who could step in, and now Drew doesn't win the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania. So right there, I've lined up about 6 months of feuds for Sami Zayn right there.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it seems interesting where Sammy's going to go from here. Been a Sammy fan, not seeing myself not be a Sammy fan. So I'm hooked into it to see what happens. I like the way they're going this route with him. It brings a lot of what I think Sammy's fans really grown to love about him, his promo work, his ability to make you want to be there for him and help him in any way. Like a typical Sammy match, you're rooting for Sammy.
But here's the thing: is he your atypical underdog kind of guy? Is that why we always pull for him? Because the atypical underdog.
He's got a dad bod. He's he's unkempt. Yeah, I can relate to Sami Zayn.
Right, because he's one of us.
I mean,
so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. Whenever we talk about championship matches and who could possibly contend, it seems like Sammy's never really in that discussion. And then we see him, Sami Zayn, okay, he is the number one contender for this title. Wait a minute. Okay, we can see him putting on a good match and winning the title.
Yeah.
That kind of guy that comes out of nowhere.
It's very true. Okay, so let's dive into the next topic. And that is going to be what happened in this moment. I mean, just look at that picture. It says 1,000 words. And that's the wrong. That's the other. Well, I think we got. I think
there
I am. That one. Wait, there it is. Hold on, I found it. So, no, never mind. Okay, I don't think I put it in there, but I do have the picture up. So let's flash that again. Here we go. We got that up there. So Jimmy and Jay had a bit of an issue with each other. One didn't really realize that they had an issue at the moment. He kind of had a match going on. And then the other decides, hey, I'm going to ring a bell. He rang the bell to stop the match. Oh, my goodness. Chris Best, where do we go from here with the Usos? First, what are your thoughts on the overall storyline to this point? and then let me know what you were thinking with when you watched it happen live.
Okay, so I saw this coming like a mile away. The moment Jay was announced that he was going to be challenging for the Intercontinental title last week, I'm like, Jimmy's going to show up. Jimmy's going to cost. This is going to set up to Jimmy and Jay at WrestleMania. As far as the build goes, I always draw brother feuds to Brett versus Owen. Brett versus Owen is the best brother versus brother feud ever.
Oh yeah.
You can fight me on that one.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to come in with the lowest of expectations with this feud, but kind of hard when I draw comparisons to Brett and Owen, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that.
I'm really hoping that they pull something out of this because the build has been very, 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 very slow to this.
Yeah, it really has.
So I'm expecting over the next 3 weeks, however long it takes to get to Mania, that they really just amp it up. And I'm hoping that we see something out of Jimmy and Jay tonight, maybe.
Yeah.
As far as I know, Adam Pearce has handed out a fine to Jimmy for interfering on Raw, a double fine, I should say, because he did interfere in the Cody match earlier in the night as well.
Well, okay, so he's got a fine out there on him. Terry, what were your thoughts on this one? Give us the Bulkster's opinion.
I thought I kind of seen the writing on the wall, especially at the beginning of the Raw with the Cody, or was it Cody? Yeah,
it was Cody.
Solo and Cody, Solo and Jimmy interfered. I'm like, well, that gives them a reason to have Jimmy on the show. So that kind of was like, okay, it wasn't much of a surprise. Like, well, that means he's gonna be around. I mean, they didn't leave; they didn't show him leaving. So it was like, I knew it was an interesting way of having it instead of just a normal jump in or a normal pull you outside the ring or do something like that. They did it with the bell.
Yeah.
Now there is 6 weeks till Mania, so we do have quite a while before for them to build for the 6 weeks. We'll probably see a bunch of Jay on SmackDown, Jimmy on Raw until they. What they need to do is give Jimmy some kind of title shot on SmackDown where he can do the same thing to him, or something of that nature. Number one contenders match or something.
Yeah, I like it.
Have Jay interfere or something.
No, I like where your mind's going on this one. I think we're exactly what you're talking about with the build up and how much time they still have. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong on this, Terry, but do you have confidence in it just because of the bloodline story alone that they're going to pull off a masterpiece on this one?
No, for some reason, it kind of felt kind of flat on me, though. I mean, I felt like it was like they've talked about it. I mean, I've seen backstage interviews with them, where they were tag champs and they were talking about how that one time, I just feel like it's very unorganic.
Okay.
I mean, it felt rushed. Like I would expect it if maybe they were on the same show. I understand it's a big, high-profile match, so I mean, all rules are off. As in, like this person fights this person on the same show. It would have been better if they'd done that during the time that Jay was on SmackDown still.
Okay.
And maybe after Mania, move him over to Raw.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that the Heat was there when they started off the Royal Rumble together. The Heat really wasn't there between the two of them at the start of that match. So
I got you. Yeah. I mean, Bubba Duke, before we go to you, I got to make Jimmy and Jay's connecting together on that Friday are
just you and me now. I'm gonna touch you. Alright, dude. What the flip?
all right. That gets our I'm going to touch a moment because honestly, I feel that's how it's going to be at WrestleMania when that bell rings, and if we directly get it this WrestleMania, those two staring across from each other, they're gonna touch each other, and it's gonna be vicious. So, Bubba, give us your thoughts on this whole Jimmy and Jay saga.
I kind of gonna agree with Terry here a little bit. It's just like you get this. It's a flat line sound, and then beep beep. Like I
Hmm.
I have moments where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be just epic, and then it falls flat on its face.
Yeah,
I think, and I agree with again Terry that if they would have left him on SmackDown, made it more personal, then I could get behind it. But right now, because they're on two different shows, what are we gonna have backstage free for alls? Not from now till WrestleMania. Like dudes walking out to the ring and gets jumped by his brother, and like if they were on the same show, I could understand that. But you're not on the same show.
Hmm.
It makes no sense to me right now why they're doing it.
okay. Well, hopefully, in these 6 weeks, they'll be able to pull this through for you
I'm
guys and make it connect. Because I think I agree with you guys on them missing the mark with how they could have brought this together.
yeah.
It could have definitely been way better planned out. We could have had something more elaborate, especially with these two. I mean, the bigger the stage you give the Usos, the better the product comes out. Um, let's
My
get final. Oh,
my
well,
simple thing would have been the one Uso is obviously bigger than the other as far as popularity. Turn the one heel, have him go after his brother because I'm tired of you being on top. It's my time to shine. That would work for me. I can't remember their name. I can't
Yeah, again,
differentiate who's who, because I'm
Jay's bigger than
yeah.
his
okay.
sales are bigger than Jimmy's.
So there you go. So if you have Jimmy coming in going, I'm sick and tired of you being the better brother. You all know that I'm the better one. But just kind of dig that big hole and put his brother in that hole. And then when we get to WrestleMania, that's the pinnacle of okay, well, prove that you're the better brother. You're on the biggest stage of the world. If you could beat me, I will gladly acknowledge that you're the better brother, and I will leave this show and I'll go to the other one, and you'll never hear from me again, kind of thing, right? That would have
Okay.
been perfect for me.
Yeah.
I would have got behind that, but just having him leave the show
Hmm.
and trying to build this, that's like you're pulling teeth on a person that doesn't have any teeth. Like that's just my opinion. Again,
No,
that's all I give.
it's a very valid opinion. I mean, it doesn't fall on deaf ears. There's multiple people who feel the exact same way you do on
Yeah.
that. Let's get everybody's final thoughts on the Jimmy and Jay saga, um, and then we'll move on to Bubba Duke's topic.
I already
Go
gave you
ahead,
my
Chris.
opinion.
Yeah, Bubba just basically described the Brett and Owen feud because that's why Owen
Yeah,
got jealous of
that's
Brett, because Brett was getting the main event matches. Owen was stuck in the undercard.
yeah, yeah. I definitely
So
had
that
that in the back
that's
of my
that's
head.
yeah. That's why I think that it Jimmy and Jay could work, but I wish that there was just a little bit more interaction between the two of them. And not just Jay suddenly leaving to go to Raw and then them meeting up at the Royal Rumble like 4 months later.
Fair enough, man. Terry, why don't we go ahead and hit you with that?
I think, like I said, it's going to be a great match. I mean, it's going to be a lot of different things that we've seen from the Usos, but now they're going against each other. I guess it all depends on what the placement of the show. If it'll be night 2, night 1, either before or after whatever happens with Roman.
Yeah,
Because I mean, say if for some reason they do Roman on night 1, lose the belt. If he lost the belt, then I could see maybe at the end of a Uso match, maybe they like embrace, like, okay, we're brothers again type thing. Like after, like, I don't know, like a something totally different.
I kind of see what you're coming up
I
with, man.
I would be happy with because we know this is going to be an epic match regardless because the Usos top of their game. the guys know how to give a good match, and there's going to be I think there's going to be a lot of like counteracting each other because they know what they're going to do. They can read each other's mind. I would be happy if at the end of this match they did the ROH thing, shook hands, and went their separate ways, and then continue doing whatever they got to do. Whether
Okay.
Jim becomes bigger, we already know Jay's pretty big, so they, but on different programs, and then eventually come back together and make the greatest tag team in the world again. I wouldn't mind that.
Gotcha.
That would be cool.
All right. Well, I mean, that's some similar takes from all three of you. And I'm not far behind you guys on that. Hopefully they do pick up the momentum with it and they bring it home and give us that Brett and Owen type brotherly feud that we've grown accustomed to with the WWE and putting together this stuff. So,
Yeah.
Bubba Duke, you were
Yous
tasked
guys.
with
Yes, you
with
guys.
some coverage. So why don't
Yous-
you let the fans know about what you've been covering?
Again, you guys are probably going to get sick and tired of me talking about this guy, but I am not girly in love with this guy, but I am loving what they're doing with Drew McIntyre. Yes, there he is. He comes out looking like that. No t-shirt, no sword, no nothing. Just straight up black kilt, black boots, black knee pads with an attitude. The attitude this guy's got right now. Dude, it gives me chills watching him come down the ramp. Like, I put myself in that ring and I'm standing there freaking out. The match he had against Cody Rhodes. Yeah, epic. Great spots. Those two guys hit everything perfectly. Yeah, like spine buster, everything. Everything Drew's doing is on point right now. WWE, you need to, and I don't want to sound rude, I don't want to sound impatient, but get your head out of your ass and sign this guy already. Give him what he wants, because if he goes somewhere else, he's making a huge name for himself, period. And that's less revenue for the WWE. I'll tell you right now, he's going to go somewhere else and make a huge name, have a title, run with that title for God knows how long. Or I could be completely wrong, and WWE's just playing us, and he's already signed, and that's why they're doing these big spots with him, like beating Cody Rhodes before Cody goes to WrestleMania. I don't know what happened on the pay-per-view because I couldn't watch it. I was not getting up that early. My brain just couldn't comprehend it. But they need to sign Drew. Drew's going places in this new era of Triple H.
Yeah, he's definitely going places.
It's a good
I
match.
agree with you on that.
I now don't know if I should spoil it for Bubba or not.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because
No,
I got
trying to
something. I got something just because I just heard what you heard, Chris Best. And I got something for him. It's
These guys are
it
just
might
waiting,
blow
I
his
know.
mind. So let's let Chris Best give his take on this, and then Chris, right after you give your take, let the people know where they can go find you, and we will let you go to the Raw
please.
Patrol.
Yeah, so Drew's got a bit of a swagger to him, as Bubba Duke pointed out.
Right?
I'm trying not to say my words without spoiling what happened at Chamber because I did watch
just
Chamber
talking
at
about Raw.
5 a.m.
We're just talking
Okay,
about Raw.
so
Yeah, what happened with him and Cody was epic.
what happened with him and Cody was epic, yes. He did lay his claim in that match to being in a main event spot, which, I mean, he's already been in
He's
the
done
main
that a
event
few
spot for
times.
like the last 2-3 years, we'll say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, Drew is he's firing on all cylinders. And
Very true.
making me believe that he deserves that spot against Seth.
Right?
I'm there with you, Chris Best.
Like, if they haven't signed him to a contract and they're putting him in that main event, dude, come on now.
Yeah.
That just blows my mind. A guy in that
Your
position
mind's
without
about
a
to be
contract.
blown, bud.
Like, just,
Yeah, it really is.
Chris Best, why don't you let people know where they can find you, and then
Please.
you go get that Raw Patrol started, bud.
All right, you can find me in about half an hour doing the Raw Patrol over on Turnbuckle Studios YouTube page. That's youtube.com /@turnbuckle_studios, or find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Turnbuckle Studios. Saturday nights, you can find me at youtube.com @CBRS Entertainment doing Saturday Night Gaming, where I will be playing Uncharted 2. Once again, I left Nate in a bit of a pickle because I just couldn't get out of the situation fast enough. You can also look for me Tuesdays, 8:05 Eastern, youtube.com /@turnbuckle_studios, twitch.tv/turnbuckle studios, as I do Turnbuckle Talk. And I'm going to be doing the hosting duties this week because there is no Carl Carafel.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, Chris Best is
the-
stepping up in the world.
The inmates are running the asylum this week.
That's what's
Oh,
happening
shit.
over there at Turnbuckle.
Oral.
Well, Chris Best, I want to say thank you for joining us and giving us your time.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You have a great mind for this, and I hope others go out there and catch what you're putting out there, because it's some good content, everybody.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Watch Saturday nights, people. It's awesome. PlayStation games I didn't think were so cool. I really didn't. Started watching this program. They're not that bad.
Well, thank you. But I will
See you soon.
see you guys. I'll see you guys in the chat, Bulkster and JJ, and I will see you in half an hour, Bubba.
See you
Later,
later.
brother. I'll be there in a minute.
Awesome. All right, so that was our guest, Chris Best, and
Yeah.
Terry. I'm not gonna make you wait any longer. Bubba Duke, I want you to look at the screen,
Okay, I'm
and
watching.
I want you to
Focus.
focus on the screen.
So that is Becky Lynch. I had bets that she would win. Shut the front door, bro. That's McIntyre?
Drew won the men's elimination chamber.
Oh, you didn't even watch it?
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
that's
I
what
couldn't.
that's why me and Best were saying.
I
what we
was,
were
I was
saying.
over here like, what in the world? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What's Bubba
'Cause
doing?
when we
I hadn't
heard he
watched it.
did not see it yet, I knew we had to just save it, because he was
Yeah.
going to just ramble. Well, I wonder if they're going to sign a contract with him. I wonder this.
What, Drew?
That's
And
my
this whole
boy right
time,
there.
it's like, dude, he won. So
That's
obviously he's
awesome.
going to be there for a minute, just a little bit
Just a
longer.
minute,
So
right?
yeah, and just going to this, the first review we're going to do, or preview, is
Yes.
I do want to talk about the Elimination Chamber, just the two winners, Becky Lynch and Drew McIntyre. And Terry, I want to get your opinion on this first, and then we'll go to Bubba Duke. But
Like, are we just
How-
talking about the winners, or what happened in the cell that kind of led for other matches?
well, let's just stick to the winners, because somebody
Okay.
hasn't done their
Oh yeah,
homework.
somebody hasn't
And, and
seen
I
it.
don't want to spoil things for him,
Go
because
Go
no,
ahead.
this Elimination Chamber you're gonna want to see.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
very good one. So go ahead,
Uh-huh.
Terry. Tell us what you thought about the winners and overall.
So Becky Lynch was who I put my money on.
Yeah.
They mostly spelled it out to us with the whole promo at the conference in LA or
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I mean, yes, they had Bianca come out and do a promo by herself at the press conference, but it was like not as impactful as the whole stare down. I mean, so I kind of leaned toward that. There was a lot of close calls though, that you were like, wow, they could go this way. Because the final three was like, ooh,
Yeah.
it could have been any of these. I like how, I think me and you said that. I have to say, Bubba Duke, Liv Morgan has changed my tune on her a little bit.
Mine
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Her performance in the chamber really solidified. She has improved since the last time I remember.
drastically.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what it was. It was just
It's like she
her,
learned to
her
wrestle.
speed, her size, the moves that she was doing. I don't know if that was always her moveset, but because I don't remember much of her matches, but if they were, they were hitting different this time.
Okay.
Backstab is good.
So
No.
what
So,
you're saying to me is just pay a little more attention to what she's doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. I can. Hey, man, I'll do
Well,
it.
you would know if they was her moves. It was the backstabbers and
Codebreaker.
Codebreaker.
Does she do
She
those?
just started the code breaker before she got hurt.
Okay.
Okay.
Used it 2-3 times, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
So
wasn't like
her
hardcore.
seeing doing those and just giving them to everybody. It was just like, this is pretty cool.
There's not a person who didn't get one of those that night.
It was
Really?
either a Codebreaker or a backstabber. She was going, doesn't matter, whichever way you spacing, she was giving you.
Just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah,
Everybody.
it was pretty cool.
You know what? Good for her.
Mhm.
And then so Becky, I kind of saw it coming. Becky
Yeah.
versus Rhea. It'll probably be a good match, but it ain't gonna be like up on my high list of this is a match I want to see.
Yeah.
As for Drew winning, that
That's
is
awesome.
awesome. I mean, out of the people in there, I kind of thought it was going to be Drew. I mean, yes, everybody was wondering if he signed a contract. I follow him on Instagram or TikTok or whatever he has, and he posts
Instagram.
like things where he's just walking around. And he was doing interviews with people about his contract, and he kind of mentioned before this even show that he goes, I don't know why this is such a hot topic right now. I mean, and he's just
Drew
like,
fucking McIntyre.
so just the way he was talking, it was like, man, this guy's already signed. I'm thinking
Yeah.
this guy's
Yeah.
already signed.
Yeah.
I mean, he
He's
wouldn't
a
even
villain.
bring it up if he didn't, most likely, because they wouldn't want him to speak on that kind of stuff. I doubt.
I don't know. I don't know if they're that tight-lipped about it, really.
I don't know.
I mean,
But
who knows?
I am excited for what's to come with him versus Seth. Didn't Seth say during Grayson Waller that he was almost medically cleared?
Yeah.
Almost.
He's a few days away from being medically cleared.
So
That's quick, dude.
I'm kind of wondering if this injury was just all kayfabe, like I don't know.
How do we know?
I thought he actually tore something in his leg. I'm thinking, how does that miraculously heal without surgery?
Well,
But
they have advanced stem cells and stuff like that, and there's a lot of people who can get healed up
and
real quick.
I'm pretty sure he makes the income to do that
Yeah, he probably does.
Right?
He probably most
between him
certainly
and Becky.
does.
But
Well, and they share wardrobe now, so that's got to save a lot of money.
yeah.
That does.
So yeah, I mean, I could see this being a one-on-one match. I can see it turning into, if they somehow squeeze somebody else in within 6 weeks to make it a triple threat. Because what we were talking about earlier with, Sami Zayn did that promo where you said that he said something about putting Drew McIntyre on the back burner.
Mhm.
Now, I didn't watch all the Shinsuke and Sami match from last week, but someone said that, or what I read was that Drew somehow interfered in that
He
match
did.
in some way.
He just
To
walked down
cause-
the ramp.
So I'm thinking, why would they, if they were going to put that in the back burner, why would they have Drew still coming out there provoking Sami?
Because that's Drew McIntyre. He's a heel.
Yeah, it kind of fits his.
Yeah, it's his MO,
don't
but
forget,
I
I'm
can't
still
see
here.
Sami, like, he's going to be like, okay, enough's enough. So I don't know. We'll see what happens the next few. I still think maybe possibly we might see a swerve and have Sami in the title picture.
Oh, geez,
Even though he's saying, I mean, people think maybe he's going to be the for Gunther, which would be cool. But I could also see something happening where he's in the title match with Drew and maybe even somehow cost Drew the title, where Drew doesn't get the title and Sami wins the title over all three of them.
That would be historic.
That would be.
That would
So,
be super historic.
those are my thoughts for those two winners.
No, I like those thoughts. Bubba Duke, now that you're caught up a little bit, at least you know the winners. What are your thoughts?
I like Terry there. I pretty well called that she was going to win the match. It was kind of spelled out for everybody.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, if you weren't really paying attention, you still got that she was going to win,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't bother me. I'm not upset about that. Not at all. Because when Becky's on TV, she's on her game.
Mm-hmm.
She's giving it the 110% like you expect. Even when she doesn't have a title, she acts like she has a title. She just carries herself to that caliber of, listen, I was a champion, and as far as I'm concerned, I'm still a champion. So I gotta hold myself to that level. As far as Drew goes, fuck yeah. That's awesome, dude. I'm so excited. I'm honestly hoping that this is the first step for him to hold a title with an actual crowd. Long time coming, and it's about damn time that boy gets that chance with a live crowd.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's be honest. His title run was kind of just.
It was kind of a joke.
Yeah, I mean,
it's because nobody else wanted to do it because we don't have fans. So let's put it on
and
Drew. Drew's like, hell yeah.
And I understand taking that opportunity and going with it, but at the end of the day, it was kind of that Drew as your champion, you need a crowd because that's how Drew gets going. He reacts very well off a crowd. I will say this: I'm shocked that I'm enjoying Drew McIntyre's win so much because I'm not the biggest Drew fan, but over the past 3 weeks, his social media, the way he's carried himself, the way he's brought fans in more interactive with this whole thought process, is making me become a McIntyre fan. I'm not happy Becky won. And here's my, because here's my thinking with Becky. Her time has already been, we've seen it. There's such a high caliber of talent behind her that it's almost, I'm almost comparing any type of title run that Becky Lynch has from here on out to when they bring back The Rock, when they bring back Cena. Those things annoy me. It annoys me when if they would have let even Natalya in that, I would have been annoyed because even though I care so much for the Hart family and I enjoy Natalya, she doesn't need to be in those situations. She really doesn't. You can highlight Natalya in a whole different way, and it doesn't take up from title chances. It doesn't take up from people coming up and be reaching that next level. That's how I feel with Becky. I completely respect everything about her. I think she's a fantastic entertainer. She definitely knows how to hold a crowd in her hands. But I'm ready for the new women to step forward and get those chances. I wouldn't have been disappointed if Rodriguez would have won. I think she had a hell of a chamber. She what besides like a couple missteps, she had a great chamber. She showed dominance, and then like Terry said, Liv made me a fan of her, just as in a ring. She really did. She kind of showed what all these years of her, listening to the veterans that have come through WWE, the years of watching herself, the years of hearing the fans nitpick at all the things she did. There's not too many things I can complain about Liv Morgan's match in the Elimination Chamber. And once I knew she was in there, I will say it, I was kind of going on the fact that she's going to be the first one out. She's going to be the dull comedy moment. And I mean, even Chelsea Green, like the amount of talent that's coming up is amazing. I love it. Definitely for the last bit on the Elimination Chamber before we move forward.
Yes.
Definitely check out the men's chamber. You're gonna love Logan Paul's antics inside the chamber
I
itself.
heard that he brass knuckled Randy Orton.
Yeah, he did do that, but he also drew a picture of Kevin Owens on the inside of the pod.
Shut up.
Dude, you gotta watch it. You're gonna laugh your ass off about this.
Did he
He's
draw a
talking
big giant
shit,
potato?
huh?
Did he draw him as a potato?
Pretty much.
Because that's what I would do.
It was like there's a small head, a big body, and like two little legs.
Oh,
Like, this is
Jesus.
Kevin Owens.
He was like, "This is Kevin Owens."
Oh my God.
Yeah, that
That's
was
great, though.
fantastic. But yeah, that's where we are with Raw. For who's moving on to the WrestleMania. You had the Elimination Chamber winners, Becky Lynch, the man, and Drew McIntyre, the Scottish guy who does stuff.
Scottish warrior.
Oh yeah, he's a warrior. Anyway, so let's go on to the next subject. Is it this one? Yes.
Is it that one? I don't know. Is it that
Here
one?
we go. We got the New Day to battle Imperium in a street fight.
Wow.
We got Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods are looking to why would they put that word there? Employ? Whatever. Anyways. I for some reason that totally threw me off when I seen that word on there. And I'm just like, why the fuck would you use that word in there? What sense does it make? Anyway, so Imperium, New Day, gonna go into a street fight. We all three know what this means. With these guys, there is no boundary that they cannot touch in this arena tonight. Thoughts on this one, guys? Who do you got winning this? And do you guys think it's a good story to go with these two groups?
It's hard to say. It would be more interesting if, let's say, Imperium had some kind of tag team title. Okay. And they were feuding, and then say, yeah, okay, the end, to prove who's the best tag team, let's go to WrestleMania and throw the ladders in there, have a ladder match, whatever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, put those titles up there, and whoever gets them's the best, and it's done. That kind of thing. That would be epic.
Kind of going on what he said about, what would make this better. Not have a New Day in it. I think they're freaking. I think we could have any tag team. Have any tag team. Have the Vikings. Both Viking guys go out there and beat a street fight. New Day has just played its part. It's done its thing. I'm like, oh, they still feuding? Oh, okay. This is okay. Hopefully, this is the end. Hopefully, this street fight is the end.
It's not going to be.
It's not going to be the end, Terry. You know that.
Here, Terry, I'll give you the
say
shit.
that?
Here you go. Keep talking, buddy.
But yep, those are my 2 cents on the New Day. Unless Big E shows back up, but that's a whole other ball game.
I'll be honest. I only watch the New Day when Big E's there. I really do. It's not that I don't care about the other two, but you're not the New Day without Big E. So quit calling yourselves the New Day.
Yeah, I agree a little bit with you guys on that one. It isn't the New Day without Big E. I like Kofi, and I like all I can think of his name is
Xavier.
as Creed. That's all I can think of is his Creed name. But yeah, Xavier Woods. I like both of them. I think they're good entertainers. Again, Kofi, he's on his last bit of performing. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, in the next 3 years we don't see Kofi Kingston in a ring. but I could definitely see him doing something with the WWE and still being on camera. Xavier Woods, I feel he's got a few more gears left in him, because we really haven't seen a big push of just Xavier. It's been his push with the New Day, and I honestly think that he could hold a singles storyline by himself. We've seen Kofi do it, but if you're going to bring back Big E, maybe that's why they've kept on to it for so long. They're in the hopes that they're going to get him back. I liked what you guys did say though about the ladder match, and on Sunday, the Chris Parrish podcast, me and him discussed what does this WrestleMania need, and we think they need to bring back a tag team TLC match. Yeah.
Bruh.
And with all the teams that you have right now, you put them into a big TLC match, then you're bringing more eyes to it. I mean, remember when they did that the first time? I mean, it was epic with a tag team. It was fan-freaking-tastic. We got to see so many guys, Edge, Christian, the Hardys, the Dudleys. We got to see them on levels we didn't know that they could reach up until those points. We knew the Dudleys could destroy bodies. We knew Edge and Christian could go for days. We knew the Hardys were going to give you excitement. But for them to go and jump from a ladder, for them to go and put somebody through a table from the ring to the outside, like it really stepped up a level. And I honestly think, and this was the twist though, we wanted the TLC to be for the women's tag team.
We did. Yeah.
I think a women's tag team TLC match at Mania would be one of the best things that they've ever done. And the way the women are carrying themselves in today's wrestling landscape, especially after the past few PLEs, I could see them doing a match like that and stealing that night. Whatever night it's put on, they would steal the show with that match. Yeah. I mean, that's where I'm at. So I think we're all in kind of agreement. So if they don't bring back Big E, we don't want fucking New Day anymore.
No, get rid of New Day.
New Day goes away.
Literally, when was Xavier's last push? When he became King of the Ring, and then what happened?
Nothing.
He got dethroned.
Yeah, he did get dethroned.
Oh, hard.
So are we going with Imperium on this one? Is this a real one?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of figured that one, but we just had to, make sure.
They're on a roll. Those are the young guys. They need the rub more than New Day.
I agree.
And
with
if that's
you
what
on
they're
that.
using the New Day for, you could have used somebody else, really.
Oh yeah, yeah. It makes no sense if that's what you're going to just use the New Day for as a rub for these teams.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have
Imperium.
done so many different ways.
Imperium does not need that push from the veteran people. They don't need that.
No.
They come in just the way they enter the arena and handle themselves in the ring and then leave that ring. Dude, they don't need help from fucking nobody.
But I agree with you.
Who's going to mess with them at the level that they present themselves at?
Yeah.
And they back it up.
You're 100% on that. They are the real deal. All right, let's go into the last preview, and then we will get out of here and start watching some Raw.
I gotta run upstairs.
So
Shinsuke Nakamura.
This is the one for this?
This is a rematch.
Yes. Okay. Yes, this is the rematch. Okay, so we got Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn tonight. Where are your guys' heads on this one?
What do you start?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Why? Why? I mean, Shinsuke got his first title or first win in a long time. Let's taint it by letting Sammy go over tonight. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we have some more maybe Drew hijinks and it costs Sammy the match again, which needs to be happening.
Yeah.
Sammy does not need a win over Shinsuke.
Mm-mm.
No, I'll agree with you 100%. I think Drew should come out and do the old, slap him around a little bit and scream at him, "Hey, don't forget, I'm still here. You can't just brush me off. I'm still here. I'm your worst nightmare. You just don't get rid of that. You don't just,
No.
oh, time out. I'm going to go after this time. I'll be right back. Hold on a minute." No, Drew's not that kind of guy. He's not going to let you just, oh, I'll be right back, Drew. It's not, the guy is Scottish with an attitude problem. He ain't going to just let you, oh, go away. No, he's going to bat you upside the head and tell you, hey, I'm still here. I'm not a problem that is just going to walk away.
Yeah.
So I see Drew coming out, definitely interfering with this match, if not making it a three-way somehow, some way, if that's the way it goes. But yeah, Drew's coming out and he's going to screw Sammy hard.
All right.
Yeah.
And what I like about with the Drew aspect of this match, and still poking his head out there towards Sammy, is the fact that you're doing it with also Nakamura. And he's easy. You can easily intertwine him in a Drew McIntyre feud. And
Oh, yeah.
then Sammy could slip back in there later when he decides to take that up. Interesting play by them. I would say this is one of their, since Triple H has taken over, I'd say this is one of their maybe weaker moments with booking. Just like how you said, Terry, there's no sense in it. Nakamura gets his win. His fans start thinking that he's going to start climbing. And I mean, the writing's on the wall with this one. It's almost like Becky Lynch winning the Elimination Chamber this year. They're going to let Zayn win it. He's going to go on this little run going on. Hopefully it puts him in a world title match because, I mean, why not? Why not have Sami Zayn? It's like hearkening back to Eddie Guerrero and Benoit. Why not put the title on them? Why not? I mean, yeah. Was it during the age of Vince's idea of, if you're a big man, you're my champion. I just love a big man wearing a belt. Boop, boop, boop. So then he gives it to Benoit and Guerrero, and it's one of the best fucking title runs that they've had. I don't give a shit about longevity. I don't give a shit about that. What I care about is Benoit was a rabid Wolverine, and he defended that title. It didn't matter what show he was on, what pay-per-view they were showing. He defended it. Same with Eddie. And Eddie gave you levels. Every time Eddie evolved, it was more entertaining than the last Eddie you got, up until the sadness of the end. I mean, come on. Yeah. We as wrestling fans tend to forget a lot of the greatness that was, and the greatness that is being built should be exercised more. Exactly, man. I mean, they're on your wall.
That's the moment right there.
Yeah. I mean,
right there where he won the title.
It's amazing shit, dude. Like, for the fact that a man who you've never met, you've never been in a room with him, won a title, is on your wall. For a fact that I have all of these behind me. For a fact, Terry, you spend money to go to these live events. This shit means shit to us. And there's such a magical moment with wrestling when it comes to this, that it really kind of hurts. It hurts my inner child when I see them do things like this, because Terry, you laid it out perfectly, Bulkster. It makes no sense. You're building and then you stop, because why? You could have not even had a rematch. What the fuck does Sammy need to prove against Shinsuke Nakamura? Nothing.
He wants to fight him again.
Was it Sammy that went, "Hey, I want a rematch with you," or was it?
We don't know.
Or was it
just this is
going, we got to fill a spot. Here you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
and that's what it kind of feels like.
It could have been. It could be because of they wanted to make. They had to have something on the line just in case something happened on the trip back home from Australia. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, because that was Saturday. So, they would like, oh, we'll put these guys just in case we have some people. They could always change it. I don't think it'll be main event.
Well,
I hope not. Hope it's something else.
Yeah.
That'll be the washroom break in the middle of the show.
Heck, we never know. Maybe they'll have something at the very beginning, and they'll turn, and Teddy Long will come out and make it a 6-man tag or something.
Hey, player, why don't you listen to what we're doing in this one?
Tag team match. We're gonna put two people
I miss
together.
that guy.
All right, fans. I hope you had a great time with us here on the recap and review show or preview show. It's always fun to sit and talk to my friends here about the Monday past and the Monday coming. Well, the Monday that we're in, the hour that we're about to hit. Terry, why don't you go ahead and let the fans know anything you got going on? Let them know about your TikTok.
Well, if I was in Bubba's spot, I'd be able to see my my TikTok handle
Switch 'em up.
is
There
right
you go.
there on the screen. Wait, let me my finger. There it is. You see it right there,
Big ass
TikTok.
hand, and you can't even point it in the right spot.
I can't. My bad. So come and check my TikToks out. They're pre-recorded. Can't go live yet, but that's the goal. Trying to build an audience of people. Comment. I'll comment back. But other than that, like I said, look forward to being a part of this show. And fans, if you're watching live, make sure you comment down below so we can maybe what your thoughts. Maybe there's something that piques our interest. Like, wow, okay, I can see that type thing.
Yeah.
So,
All right,
Yep,
Bubba Duke, you're up.
that's right. Bubba Duke from the Boars Nest. We are live over there on Facebook and the YouTube for the Boars Nest. Definitely check me out here every Monday, 7 o'clock, for the Raw review and preview show. I do the Boars Nest live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe, click that little bell button, because sometimes if we have lots of breaking news in the world of movie, TV, video games, we do start a little early. Right now, we are playing the wonderful game of I just drew a blank.
Gears of War 5.
Gears of War 5, yes. And I'm playing this game live with y'all, not playing it when I'm not live. So we're going through it slowly, and it's getting really interesting right now. I love blowing shit up, so it's fun. You can check me out, yes, on Monday nights here and on the Raw review show. I don't know what they call it, the Raw Patrol. I don't know. I just show up and watch wrestling and talk shit. This is what I do. But that's where you can catch me every Thursday nights with my buddy OMD.
Awesome.
Where are you? Where are you? There you are.
All right, so fans, it is I, the voice, Joshua Joseph, the window licker himself, who brings you all this fantastic friendship that I can put on one goddamn screen. So, thank you for all joining us. Join me out on my Twitter, my X, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm out there on Facebook, out there YouTube. This is always out there on YouTube and Twitch. You can always catch me in the chat rooms and Sundays on the Chris Parrish podcast, and also Fridays on the Deep Fried Fridays. Last week I was feeling a little under the weather, so we are rolling over the Charles Manson episode to this week. So stay tuned, stay in here, and lick some windows, everybody. We will catch you probably sometime next Monday. I'm pretty sure about that. I mean, it'll probably be about 7 o'clock. You can catch us on here. You can catch Terry on TikTok and see all the cool things he does.
Do it. It's good.
You don't want to catch anything Bubba Duke does. He's
No.
scary.